Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do a little update video on Amari Nicholson. I've got a couple of news broadcasts that went out and we're going to talk about. One is an interview with Taylor at the courthouse the other day. Still screaming red flags to me, but we'll go over it. Here we go.
Carrie Howard said she's a mess and hasn't been able to eat. She currently lives in Colorado. Her daughter is Taylor Nicholson, Amari's mother. She said both Taylor and Amari were supposed to be in Colorado. She said she is not speaking to her daughter right now. The last time they spoke was on Saturday. In her words, she's upset Taylor chose to stand by her boyfriend, Terrell Rhodes, through this investigation. Howard said she's known Rhodes' family for the past 12 years. She warned her daughter not to get involved with him. Howard said she knew Rhodes was abusive to both her daughter and grandson. She said she tried to get Child Protective Services to get involved.
I know he beat on my daughter and I know he beat on the baby. You know, my family had called CPS. We have pictures of bruises, and CPS never wanted to step in and even drug test either one of them. So, did I ever think he would actually murder anybody? No. But I'm not blown back by the fact that he did. Drugs, he's violent and he's on drugs. And, so he did it because the baby peed his pants.
Howard said she bought a one-way plane ticket for Amari and Taylor so they could stay with her at least until the end of May. Reporting from the Update Desk, Lauren Martinez, Fox 5 News Local, Las Vegas.
So this news clip was Amari's grandmother. She's put out a lot of statements. She's been talking a lot on social media since he went missing. Like she mentioned in the thing, she's not talked to Taylor in a week now, I guess. She said she knew the family. She said she's called CPS. She bought Amari and Taylor tickets both to come to Colorado, and Taylor didn't tell her he wasn't coming. She just didn't show up with him. It was just her. She said that the last time she spoke with Amari was that night, that they had FaceTimed him after she got to Colorado. So, in a way, I guess that means he was alive that day, if that's true. Obviously, it's not been confirmed. I was under the suspicion that maybe he was already dead when she went to Colorado. That's why she didn't bring him. I'm still going to reserve the right to think that until somebody proves me otherwise. The next thing I had a problem with in that statement was that CPS had been called. As far as what I can tell, as far as research, obviously they haven't released any kind of CPS documents, but CPS was called by family members in June of 2020, and the case was closed as unsubstantiated in July of 2020. There's all kinds of problems with that. If she has pictures of bruises and it's been multiple calls from what I understand her to be saying, this is crazy. If CPS dropped a ball on this and we have another dead baby on our hands because of CPS, I'm going to be really upset. You guys know I have a problem with CPS. I don't blame CPS, but CPS is the safety net. After parents fail a child, CPS is supposed to be the one that catches it. There should not be a huge gaping hole in the safety net, and if there is, we need to start changing some laws, people. If we are going to say in America that children are our number one priority, we need to start putting our money where our mouth is. If you're telling me that they don't have the budget, social workers, this and that, they're overworked, underpaid, blah, blah, blah. I understand that, but what other job in America do you have where you can claim to be overworked, underpaid, and that means that you can slack off on your job and everything is okay because you're covered by an immunity agreement? It's not going to happen, guys. Something's got to give. We're seeing way too much of this, especially this year, and it's getting worse.
What do you want to say about Amari?
He was an innocent soul. He loved pizza and oranges, and his favorite thing was cocomelon. And he loved music and just running around dancing. He was always a happy baby, even when, times get hard or whatever, and you judge your character as a mother. He was always patient and he loved everyone regardless of everything. And now with him being gone, it's getting difficult. You still see him running around, you still see everything, you still hear everything. And now we just gotta live through what he loves the most to keep his spirit close to all of us. And until that one time we could see him again.
How come it was important for you to come to court today?
Because this man betrayed me. He hurt me. He took my whole purpose of life away from me. And I don't want him to sit back and think that he's going to get this at all easy. He took a precious child away from many people. And he needs to pay attention to how we all feel, because this is not okay.
You know, you can choose not to answer certain things, right? So I just want to be clear. But, you know, the public is suspicious of you. You're also a mother who lost a child. What do you want to say to address that?
I feel like it's hard for me right now. I can't grieve in peace. I can't grieve properly at all. I'm being advised to stay home because it's unsafe. I'm not being able to be included in any of this, and I'm the one hurting the most. My baby's gone. I can't, it's hard. And everyone in the public, you know, we respect your reach outs for the ones who do actually genuinely care and at least are trying to understand just as we are. And for the ones with the negative comments, we're still in court. I can't, it's very limited for things to be able to be said in the first place. And the negative comments is horrible. My son's up there looking down on all this, and he loved everyone for anything. And to sit here and see that this has brought hatred out of people when we're mourning over a child, that's horrible. He would not want that.
And so, did you believe Terrell when he said a woman came to pick up Amari?
I did. I had trust in him, and I would have never fathomed that this would have been the outcome. It is horrible.
Was there ever a point before his arrest where you didn't believe him?
No, not necessarily didn't believe, just started being more aware of the signs until on Wednesday when we went to Metro.
When you found out, what went through your mind?
My head just fell. I was disappointed. I felt betrayed. I just felt my whole insides just fall out. I had hoped that I was going to see my baby again, and they told me that was never going to happen.
And again, I just want you to address, I want you to have a chance to address what people are saying. And one of the things is you talked to a couple of reporters, right? And Terrell shared his version of what happened, which we know police say is a lie now. But people said, well, how come she wasn't crying? Or how come she was so calm? Or what do you want to say to people who are sort of criticizing you?
Everyone handles stress and irritation a whole different type of way. And I mean, I've seen comments on Facebook from people I haven't even talked to in months, years, who you have to know me to understand. I've never been the type of person to just sit here, start crying, and let everybody know what my emotions are. I've always been a closed off person. And so me being in front of detectives and reporters, I want to try to be level-minded to try to understand the full circumstances of what's going on instead of sitting down, breaking down about, you know, and not being able to really gather all the information. I've had my moments of breaking down every time I'm alone or I leave. I'd be doing anything and just start crying. I don't know, I try to just keep my head strong.
I just have a couple more questions for you. Do you want to address leaving Amari with Terrell and not taking him to Colorado? It's okay, you don't have to. Do you have a support system?
It's small, but it's something. We're trying to get through everything.
Anything else you want to say, and anything about like a memorial or funeral arrangements?
We're still conversating and trying to work something together, and
More than likely, all those things are going to be private, so it won't be a notice of anything. Maybe until after it happens, but the family would like to have their time and have that in private, at least so she could be safe to. People been asking as well, why hasn't she been out here? But it's like you guys are throwing hate at the same time, and it's like, how do you want her to come out here and feel safe trying to search for her son, or be out here with you guys if you guys are, throwing hate? So, it's just a difficult situation. I'm just telling her to keep her head up. We just have to move forward. So as long as she get her time to grieve and lay her baby to rest, at least privately without any other mess, after that, everybody can have their opinion on what they want to say and speculate. Because again, and she wouldn't be here, standing right here, if she had something to do with it. So, everybody's going to figure that out, once everything's all said and done. Just let it be.
What is this like for you to sort of, here's a mom who's grieving her child, but there's also a lot of criticism and...
I have had my thoughts too, just some things didn't sound right to me, and I have my thoughts too as well. But at the same time, there's no need for that. Like, we just lost a child, so she's gonna be feeling that enough for the rest of her life. That was a part of her. So why would we, sit here and bash her for something she's gonna have to live with for the rest of her life? That's no point. There's no point. I don't care how angry you are. None of it's gonna bring the child back. Be mindful. Just be mature about it. If you got your opinion, you can keep it to yourself. But to sit there and say disrespectful things or whatever, if you really don't know, it's why are you speaking? Everybody can say what they're gonna do in a scenario, in a situation, until that day comes. Like, nobody knows. Nobody knows what to do, how to react, how to respond. They can tell you all day. So that's just what I have to say about it. Just let her be able to grieve in peace. It's no need for more negativity on top of what's already negative and bad. So I just feel like people should, keep their speculations or their opinions to themselves. Other than that, I understand. Again, I was on that side too, but it's no sense in beating her down. There's no sense in, having that mindset when she needs support. She just lost her son. You know what I mean? So I'm not here for that. I'm not here. I just want justice for Amari, and that's it.
What would justice mean?
I don't want to ask my opinion on that. But justice would means
he can go to bed peacefully, unharmed, at rest.
It still won't be peaceful for me. I'm just being honest. It won't be peaceful for me. Like, I'm not understanding. This is confusing to me for this to happen to a 2-year-old. I'm not accepting you sitting in a box. I'm sorry. If that's cleanly how I could put it, I'm not accepting you sitting in a box. A 2-year-old child, no human being at all. And for for whatever the situation was, I feel like you treated my child less than an animal. So I feel like you should be treated like one too. That's just my opinion.
What's your name?
Jacques.
Can you spell that?
Jacquees.
Your last name?
Nalls. Nalls.
And you're like a second dad.
Yes.
And you guys had these shirts made?
Yeah, we had a couple of shirts made.
We made shirts for immediate family, and then we're going to start doing bulk orders for friends and close relatives who would like to.
Anyone that would like to support. Anybody that would love to show support for Amari, we'll have, bulk orders done soon. And again, in my opinion, where I stand, I'm not looking for a cash grab or nothing. They can have these shirts. I just want the love and support for my son. That is it.
Thank you both.
You guys, she still isn't acting normally. And I use the word normal really, really loosely in that. And there's not a certain way that everybody has to act when they're going through something like this, or trauma, or grief, or anything like that. But I just can't wrap my head around it. I mean, she's, like she's gonna laugh different times in the interview. Like, I don't understand that. The little exclamation points that I put up when JD is talking, those are normal. He's mad. Like, I mean, he is downright pissed. He is saying, lock that man in a box. That's not justice. He needs to be treated like the animal that he treated my son like. He's the one saying, my son. He's using pronouns that show that he belongs to him. She's not. She keeps referring to him as a child, the child, a child. Say Baby Yoda. Come on. Say my child. Say Amari. The biggest one that stuck out here is, why do you think it's important that you come to court today? And I think she put that out there because nobody saw her at court the day before. She was there. She was locked out of the courtroom because she was 30 minutes late and dressed very inappropriately, in my own opinion. Taylor, if you happen to watch this, I know I'm nobody on YouTube, but if you happen to watch this, what you wore to court is not appropriate. And I'm not saying that to bring you down, to give you shade or whatever. Court is going to be a major part of your life for the next little while. Whether you like it or not, whether you're involved or not, you're gonna have to go to court because this man is gonna go to trial. Wear something appropriate, because even if you're not involved, the jury will watch your reaction the entire time through this whole trial, and they will judge you, and that judgment will also transfer into his trial. I'm telling you now, wear something appropriately or it's gonna be bad. And I mean that sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Get your mind around, you're going to be in court and you're going to have to act like a different person if you want it to not be focused on you and the trial to focus on Terrell and your baby. You've got to play the part. JD, props to this guy. Obviously, I don't know him from Adam. I know he and his family have been very vocal. They went to all the searches. They've had these shirts made. They've posted pictures. This man has been in that child's life longer than anybody, except maybe his mama. And I'd say that's up for debate. So, props to you. Thank you for supporting her at this time. I mean, you can tell when this interview got ugly, he stepped in. And it says something that he mentions that he has questions and didn't think it was right, but he's just trying to support her. And my goodness, to jump into this interview and mention about making bulk orders of t-shirts, thank God he stepped in and said, I don't want any money, you all can have the shirts. Because that's not what you jump back into an interview to say. Come on. I got questions still. I don't know if she was involved. The community at large will forgive a multitude of sins, even bad parenting and being ignorant about certain things. But you gotta be open. And I'm sorry, the thing about people are telling me not to go out because of my safety, I can't grieve, I can't look, that is not from what has been posted on social media is what has happened. She flat out told people not to go search the exact location he was found. She didn't go. She didn't go to the vigil. If y'all want to say it's for her safety, fine. The homegirl was sitting at home on her OnlyFans account during the vigil, doubling the price of her subscription. You had better nobody can tell me if my child was dead and there was a vigil going on, I would be worrying about how much money I was making on an OnlyFans account. I'm sorry, that's not normal. Not normal. When they ask her what justice is, she's still talking about her. These interviews are still about her. Still. I can't. I just can't get over it. I can't even. Obviously, we're going to be following this case because I'm judgy. I'm telling you. He doesn't go back to court until the 17th. I don't know what will come out between now and then. If anything major comes out, I'll talk about it. I'll make update videos or whatever. If you guys came to my first live last night, thank you. I'm sorry, I was so sick. I just had to end it. I'm going to do another one. We're going to talk about a couple of other cases. Apparently, while this was going on, there was another kid case in Alabama where the dad has now been arrested and the baby's been found. It was a 5-week-old baby, guys. My goodness. I'm going to make a video on that. And then we're going to do another live. We'll talk about some cases. And I have a giveaway. So if you like makeup, because it has nothing to do with true crime, but if you like makeup like me, it's a really fun eyeshadow palette I'm going to give away. So if you guys will share this with your friends, like, comment, all that fun stuff. Try to get up to 1,000 subs. That's the goal. But until next time, guys, thanks. I'll see you later. Bye.